Hi, this is Ka, and for this week's video, I'm doing a planning as an INFP video because I'm an INFP, and I thought that this would be fun. And I'm not saying like everything in the video is like 100% accurate, but I found it easy to relate to a lot of the stuff that was said about INFPs, their characteristics and stuff like that. So I decided to set up a planning plan according to INFP characteristics and specifically in battling procrastination. So the material that you see on the screen right now, I found it on a website called Matthias's Corner. I totally butchered that name, but I'll leave a link down below. And they're the 5 helpful ways INFPs overcome procrastination. So I found number 3 really relatable. I'm not necessarily going to involve other people in my planning, but I found it really relatable that INFPs hate deadlines, but they need them. It makes you all panicky, and that's good to keep you working. And I totally need deadlines, or else I won't work. I need that sense of urgency, so my goal for this whole layout in my Hobonichi weeks is to create that sense of urgency every single day. In the sense, I allot 4 hours for my studies, and I have to think I only have 4 hours to do this, to finish this today. So I need that sense of urgency. So that's what I'm aiming to do. And number 4, I thought was really relatable too. I need to monitor my productivity. So for my in my habit tracker, I don't write down in the clip what PL means, but that's essentially because I forgot it, but it's my productivity level, like high, low, medium for that day and things like that. And I also need to allot time for procrastination, plan my procrastination. So I don't do this in the clip, but I think I might be able to work it into my schedule as I go through the week, set aside time for procrastination, essentially browse through YouTube and stuff like that. So I also found it the productivity tips that don't work for INFPs also useful, rewards don't really work for INFPs. And number 2 was sort of confusing at first, following a strict schedule, because I felt like what I'm trying to do is create a strict schedule, but I sort of understood it as I'm setting my own schedule, and I'm not doing it a hour by hour strict schedule. I'm doing it in blocks, the morning, afternoon, and evening, 4 hours of this in the morning, 4 hours of this in the afternoon, and things like that. So I understood it like that. And the way that I wanted to implement this was to first create a sense of urgency. So fix hours for each day for the 4 major parts of my life. So studies, any work that I have, tutoring, and content creation. So for example, I only have 2 hours today to finish this and create that sense of urgency. And for number 2, to create a loose time block schedule. So alternate the 4 major time blocks according to those that require different ways of thinking. For example, do my studies and then content creation instead of work. Do work after that, because I think they require different parts, different concentration levels and different parts of my brain. So I thought that would be a better timeline. And number 3 was to monitor productivity and write down what happened by the hour. It's pretty similar to what I do now, but actually, write it down and actually decide if my productivity level was good, high or medium or low today in my habit tracker, as I mentioned. So do that. And for number 4, actually plan my procrastination time. I don't explicitly write it down during the clip, but I think I would need to do this during when I actually go through my week. So I want to write this down. And for number 5, to start, have a routine, a morning routine. I don't really have a morning or an evening routine, but I thought I would need to establish a good morning routine to actually start getting the mindset. So maybe, for example, reading the news first, then updating my trackers, and then actually going into that day. And the layout on the left-hand side would stay pretty much the same, the events, to-dos, spending tracker, but on the right-hand side, I would have the ideal time schedule. And this isn't a strict hourly schedule, but it's more divided into the morning, afternoon, and evening. And I would put down the different areas of my life, the 4 areas of my life, and place it into different time blocks. So maybe 4 hours of studying in the morning, 3 hours of work in the afternoon, and things like that. And then I would have the 2 habit trackers below that and a notes section next to it. And I did say that I won't have like a fixed schedule, but I would sort of try to place the different time blocks that I placed, and I would actually try to create the hours for it. So maybe like 12, from like 9 to 12 I would do my studies or work, the 3 hours of work or things like that. I would actually try to place it within the actual hours in my vertical weekly booklet, but it's like a tentative thing. I don't think I would able to like keep to the actual schedule. This is just a general outline of what I want my week to look like. So I color coded the 4 areas of my life, so I only use the colors to indicate what area of my life it is, if it's studying or if it's work and things like that. So I do that, and then afterwards, as I go through the week, since I don't have another time schedule section in the weekly portion in the Hobonichi weeks, I would write down what actually happened in black ink in this booklet. So I would be combining my pre-planning and what actually happened in this booklet. And then I would also have the weekly goals at the very left in the empty column. So I would write down what I want to accomplish for the 4 areas of my week, for the 4 areas of my life, what I want to accomplish for each section. I would write that at the very left. And right now on the screen, I'm just placing the fixed events in black in ink, and then I would try to work around that and place the different sections, different time blocks around the fixed events. And at the very top, I put down the morning routine. And I'm putting down the weekly goals at the very left. And for the memory dump pages, I decided to keep things simple, and I didn't even draw the lines to divide the different days of the week or morning, afternoon, evening sections. I decided to just see how it turns out and create the look as I go through the week. I'm just drawing little crosses right now on the screen, and that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope it was useful, and thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you next week.